Thank you, everybody. Welcome to Solid Ground. We are here every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Solid Ground is a testimonial breath of fresh air. On Solid Ground, we like to give our special guest a moment to describe a certain place in their life that they was in a dark spot. They needed change, and they vary. The stories vary. They vary from all types of different backgrounds. So I am your host, Respectfully Solid, and each episode here it's more than just a conversation. You know what I mean? It's a journey into the heart of human resilience and transformation. My life path was no crystal staircase. I've navigated through the shadows of prison, and I've faced setbacks that seemed just out of order. You know what I mean? But it's this very experience that taught me the undeniable power of testimony, the power to heal, the power to inspire, the power to change not just our own lives, but those around us. You know what I mean? So I appreciate y'all tuning in. I got a very special show for you. You know what I mean? Today, we are privileged to have these special guests. These individuals bring a unique perspective shaped by their own remarkable journeys. They faced challenges that tested their resilience and have emerged with stories that not only define who they are, but also inspire others to overcome their own obstacles. As we prepare to hear the testimonies, let's welcome my guest, one of my very special guests, and it's big top badge energy in here today. You hear what I'm saying? But let's welcome First Lady, and let's learn about the things that First Lady got to share with us. I'm sure it's going to be super inspirational to a lot of us.
What up?
Welcome, First Lady. How you doing? How
I'm
you
all right.
doing today? Shout out to everybody in the building. Once again, this is Solid Ground. You know what I mean? So
Thank
we're here
you.
every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is a place where, even to just, maybe you can be inspired. Maybe, it will give you the oomph you need to share your testimony. You know what I mean? Because I know me personally, I'm very, very in tune with sharing my testimony. I have no reservations when it comes to that. I feel like if we don't share our testimonies, that we're kind of depriving others of a powerful change that can be created in their life. First Lady, please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm First Lady of L.I.P. L.I.P? What's going on? L.I.P. All right, I'm nervous, guys. Okay, I'm nervous. All right. I'm First Lady of L.I.P. Loyalty is powerful. You can catch me on here every day streaming 8:30 a.m. Eastern and 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
Hey, y'all heard it right. So as we prepare, right, to dive into this powerful narratives of my guests, and as they share what's, can y'all hear me? I apologize for that. I forgot to turn on the do not disturb. Hey Siri, please turn on do not disturb. Hey Siri. Well, she's not listening at this moment, but
No,
anyway,
because you're probably talking to
Mia,
Alexa right now, not
we,
Siri.
we got a love-hate relationship, me and Siri. You know what I'm saying? Siri don't know how to act right when it comes to me. Okay, so as we prepare to dive into this powerful narrative of our guests and the stories they have to share, let me briefly outline the structure of our discussion. Our time together will be dedicated to the testimonial segment, which is divided into three parts. We'll explore the struggle where you share your challenges with us, of course, provide context to the adversity that you faced, um, and we move on to the turning point of our guests who described the pivotal moments and decisions that initiated the changes in their lives. Finally, we will discuss the resolution, and here each one will detail how they overcame their struggles and the positive outcomes at the end. Okay. So, the testimony part, right? The struggle. Let's begin with the struggle. This is where we dive into the early challenges you faced. You know, share with us an experience and describe to us the moment, that period that tested your strength and resilience the most. So let me start off with asking you, um, can you describe a particular moment or challenge that significantly tested your strength?
I can. It was in 2018. Yeah, this one's gonna get me, guys. Um, mm-mm. um,
Take your time. Take your time. Time.
Being with what I thought was gonna be my lifelong partner, to him not thinking that he could handle the world anymore. And having to explain it to my daughter, I think for me was the biggest struggle of my life. Do you know what I mean?
So that's
I'm
that's
trying. I'm trying.
if it, take your time. It's fine. Take your time. We understand this is what brings that authenticity, that genuine thing that, at the same time, like these is the I feel like when we give our testimonies, especially when they're deep, it's a way of little by little just working and learning to live with these situations, because we've obviously overcame a lot of things in our life that you know that some people may need to start working on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, for real, for real, for real. Um, so could you share a critical, you know, maybe just share with me like what you felt at that moment? Like, what was it that just told you, like, how did you feel at that moment? Like, what can you describe about that part? Like, what was inside of you that made you feel like this?
It was like my whole heart had been ripped out, and it was like my whole world had come to an end. And I can't even explain it. It's more just a shock factor. I think of everything that you don't expect them sort of things to happen to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of us we and that's the thing about giving these testimonies, that I think it brings us all to a point where we understand it. We're not the only ones that these things have happened to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Thank
and
you.
when we don't share these things, it kind of gives a moment of like kind of sitting on it too long. You know what I mean? And there's things
Mm-hmm.
that's just not meant to for us to get over, but to just learn to live with a certain, you know, technique, should I say. Sometimes it's a technique. Sometimes you got to write things down. I got a lot of stickies that remind me, of things. When I first came home from prison, um, I'm gonna share this with y'all. I had a cup, a coffee cup that I used to drink with every morning when I was in prison, and because I knew that I would continue drinking coffee, I decided to buy a new one and I designed it. I picked it with a staple and I drew on the front and well, on both sides. On one of them it said, oh my, and you know what's crazy, because my son loves the cup now and he didn't took it, but it says forget jail, basically. You know what I mean? On one of them, and then the other side says stay free.
Mm,
You
I
know what I mean?
like that.
So every morning I would wake up and fix me a cup of coffee inside this cup. And it was just a reminder daily, daily, that you know what? This ain't never happening again. You know what I mean? So now I know that this is a very touchy subject for you. And I feel like we can definitely tap into the turning point, you know, because I feel like digging any deeper, you know, we don't.
Mhm.
Well,
My wording might come out a bit wrong. So
no, that's totally fine. Totally fine. It is. It's. I know that, and this helps me out with, you know, understanding my guests. You know, during that period of struggle. Yeah. So let's get in tune with the guests. I mean, well, with our viewers. The viewer says, Nikki is asking. She says, during that period, what other struggles did you face?
my own health started to deteriorate in the sense of I became agoraphobic. Um, I didn't even walk out my front door. I couldn't be around people. I literally stared at four walls
Mm,
for a couple of years. And, you know, unless you've been through it, it's easier for people to say mind over matter. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people was telling me it's mind over matter. Um, I'm reading. um, somewhat, I tried to be the best mom I could be. Do you know what I mean? And from what I feel, of course, it affected my children because my children were so restricted from outside life, like most normal children. Um, the education factor, I paid to get them to school by private taxi because for me, their education was important. But living with the guilt of me being how I was because of something that I'd been through was even more harder because I felt it was affecting them, you
mm,
know, and I have four of the most amazing children. Do you know what I mean? And now I'm obviously gone through the process. It's a lot different now. But I just had to stop living with the guilt. It was more of a guilt thing for me.
and
Mhm.
so the struggle turned into strugless, correct?
Yeah.
So I mean that, like, how would you say it affected them, your children, the way that what you how the way you were struggling, how did that affect them?
They, the only way that they could communicate with the outside world was going to school. You know, they were missing out on birthday parties, traveling to go see other family members, depending on how far they lived away and stuff. And it then started having an effect on my older daughter. You know, she then started to get symptoms of anxiety, which thank God she's okay now. But it was all part of a process I feel we had to go through because of what we'd experienced.
Well, let's tap into thanks everybody for joining us. This is Solid Ground. Just a reminder, you're with us right here on the Tag app, where real stories of transformation unfold. Stick around as we continue to explore inspiring journeys. Okay? So let's take this into the turning point. Let's take this into the turning point of your testimony. Um, Moving on to the turning point. This is the moment when things began to change. Please tell us about a pivotal decision or event that started your journey towards change. First Lady, please share your turning point with us. So let me ask you this. Um, can you pinpoint a moment when you decided to change your path? What sparked that decision?
Yeah, when I downloaded Tagged.
Hmm.
So I actually joined
Okay.
Tagged. This incident happened in February of 2018. I actually joined Tagged in October 2018.
Hmm.
So when I came to the app, I didn't really know what it was about. My friend was like, oh, download it. It's a way for you to communicate with people. You know, you're stuck in the house. And it's funny because everyone used to nickname me Eyebrow.
Why? Hold on. Hold on. You got, we, we gotta tap into why. Tell us why they named you eyebrow.
Because I only used to stream showing one eyebrow. Leave me alone, Kenna. But
That is
yeah, it was like
amazing.
I used to stream like this for like not too much from me for like 3 months. So I streamed like that for 3 months. Now my eyebrow done it for me, guys, because this is where my fame started, and here we are. Do you know what I mean? So with one eyeball, I'm telling you, it was 3.2K viewers was my biggest views on this app. Do you know what I mean? So listen, guys, if you've got a sexy eyebrow, do you know what I mean? You got to put it in the camera. But now that, you know, coming here was, you know, I met some people and it was easy because no one knew my story.
Mm-hmm.
No one knew what I was about. No one knew anything about me. What you see is what you got. So it made it more comfortable for me to be able to sit on here knowing that nobody knew me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then I started to obviously get like yeah, so I could forget them. Obviously it was just meeting people and my mind was focused. So I'd gone from being stuck in this black hole to like I was in a garden full of flowers.
Mm.
And it was like, oh, I quite like it here.
Right.
So yeah, it was like, you know, for 3 months, that's what it was like. And then I started to put my face on the camera. And the minute I put my face on the camera, I had a top badge within 3 months.
That part. That part. So
Showing
so
true eyebrows.
so you would say that tag was definitely that that turning point that just helped you get out of that antisocial, out of feeling guilt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you know that's powerful. That's powerful for those that don't know, because I'm a firm believer, and that's why this platform was created. Tag
Mm-hmm.
being a turning point,
Yeah.
because I can also share a turning point at that moment with tag myself. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So it's not like it's just that many, you know, it's because you got a lot of things. You know, they like to say tag, you know, compared to others is kind of ghetto, but no, I absolutely don't agree with that. You know what I mean? Because I've literally found God on this app. You know what I mean? And that was my turning point from being stuck in a place where I didn't know what to do. You know, being stuck in a place where I didn't know my next move. It's like
Yeah.
I ran out of ways to fix things, you know, and I had and when I tell you that that turning point of tag, I just can't give it up. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's not a moment where I even entertain of not turning this camera on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes I'm tired and then I say, you know what, I'm gonna get on here. Let me get on. Whether it's an hour or 2 hours, I just feel like, you know, tag has brought that to us and to a lot of us, and it's dope to hear that that was your, you know, turning point. You know what I'm saying? That that was part of your turning point in every way. Like that is dope. That is dope. So um so So with tag being in your life, right? Let's say what was the catalyst shifted? What was the catalyst that shifted your perspective and set you on a new course? Like what about when you found tag? Like share that with us. What was it? Like
I knew I had come here for a purpose.
hmm,
There was a reason that I came to this app,
right.
you know, and it's like through so much stuff I'd been through, there was not one thing that had made my mindset move. And then when I came here, I was like, I'm here for a purpose.
Hmm.
And my purpose isn't fully there, but I'm here and it's going to get there.
Welcome to
And all I'm
Manhattan.
going to say is stay tuned because they ain't like us.
They not like us. Shout out
They
to
ain't like
K
us.
Dot. You know what I mean? Shout out to K Dot because you know your they're like, that just shows that your purpose is just forming up. See, because there's things that when we walk in our purpose, it gotta be given to us in doses. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? In the doses, because that's where the understanding comes of saying which way am I driving this purpose? What audience am I targeting? You know,
So I can tell you from the jump because I've already dipped my toes in per se. Okay. So a couple of I'd say about, I don't know, a good few months ago, I put together a show called Men's Expressions.
mm,
And the reason I'd done this was because of what I'd obviously gone through. And I wanted to give guys an open forum for them to feel it's okay to speak. You know, it's a safe space. There's no judgment. You can come off and, you know, come speak and meet so many mindful guys that have been in similar situations. Do you know what I mean? Emotional thing for guys has always been a stigma. So it was like, that's my purpose. So I'm telling you now, Men's Expressions is coming back.
I can't wait. I
Because
absolutely
I
can't wait
feel
because I I
that's
know
what I was meant to come here for. That is it.
and like I've been telling my viewers lately, the right people are connecting around this app. There will be a shift and people will see that because there's a lot more purpose driven streamers on this app. It's
Hmm.
not just let's get on here and play around. No, there's content being developed. There's people coming together and saying, hey, I want to be a part of that. Because a lot of people don't know that these things exist. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? So it's like I've always wanted to create a place where on this app was one of my first ideas, and it was just like I want to tell my story because my story was so attached to tagged.
Hmm.
Like that's where I learned that I had a story that needed to be told. So I most definitely look forward to being a part of your show. You know what I mean? Because I grew up very, very, like I said, my life's path was not no crystal staircase,
Hmm.
because if it was, it had shattered all the way, to bits and pieces. But it was most definitely powerful. And today, like I'm so used to folks looking and saying, when they come in, but then they like, oh, hold on. So I feel like this right here, this graffiti wall, because this is like a graffiti wall right here. You know what I'm saying? The image that it projects is not the substance that I exude.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's wonderful. It's wonderful to go through that. And I think I'm gonna try streaming with just my eyebrow in there and see what happens for me. You know what I'm saying? I think streaming with my eyebrow will most definitely be, a great idea. You know what I mean? I'm being there but I gotta figure out which side though. G to Tay, I gotta figure out which side I'm going to
Right. I worked out it was
you
this
know,
side for me.
it
So
was always that
let me
side.
know. Yeah, let
See,
me
I
know.
think I'm gonna do this side.
Right. It's the
This
same
side
side.
because
What do you mean?
is it?
Yeah, it's the left side.
Okay, yeah, yeah. See the left, and I got the lion right there. So yeah, I
Anything
think
you
I'm
want
gonna
to
do
know
that.
though how to pose correctly, just hit me up.
I will. I most definitely gonna need your help. I gotta get a whole nother setup though,
Sure.
because I need it to be up close and personal. You know what I mean? So, but hey, I thank everybody for tuning in. This is Solid Ground. Just a reminder for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We're here every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you would like to be a part of the show, if you are inspired to give your testimony and your story, please reach out to me or any of the beautiful people that's in here. You know what I mean? My Reds, you see them, everyone. You can reach out to First Lady. You know what I mean? But we got a very, very special show at every week. So this week, the show is about, well, I'm gonna say that First Lady's testimony deals with, we call it from grief to peace. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get to this resolution, the testimony's resolution. Finally, now that we're arriving to the resolution, right? This is the part where you overcame and you're moving forward. How you overcame the challenges and what you learned from them. First Lady, let's hear how you resolved these challenges. So I'll pick your brain a little bit and say, how did you finally resolve the issues you were facing, and what has been the outcome?
Oh, do you know what? Meditation.
Mm.
So meditation became, well, is a big part of my life. I like to meditate quite a lot, especially when I feel like there's a wave of uncertainty, maybe as I should word it. But as soon as I feel like I'm in that meditation stage, I'm right back with them. I feel like because I've been there, I know I don't want to be there again.
Mm.
And when I
Mm.
look at my children, I know that I take my children out, they're going to parties, we go shopping. To see the smiles on my children's faces, I know that I could never get myself back there. And being
Mm.
around good people, do you know what I mean? Being around good people on the app, you know, doing my little thing. Do you know what I mean? It's everyone really. Do you know what I mean? They've been a big part of it.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun and a lot of partying going on ever since, these people have connected, you know what I mean, on this app. Like, we've definitely know how to have a good time, fun, positive time, and we've been doing a whole lot of that, you know what I mean? So that is most definitely, um, I gotta say, it's been a pleasure actually meeting you. I'm glad that you came on the show to give people, a part of your testimony. You know what I mean? And I look forward to continuing that and continuing to learn, because you're on solid ground. You're gonna get testimonies of different things.
Mhm.
Because today we also have Ghost Pressure in the house today. You know what I mean? When Ghost finally comes up, we're most definitely gonna tap into, you know, Home Sweet Home. So First Lady, I really appreciate you, and I thank you for your time.
And I appreciate you too. Thank you.
I really, really appreciate you. That's so dope. So dope.
Bonus.
Bonus! Hey, Tag, they say keep giving us more
Thank you.
bonuses. You hear me
Appreciate
though?
you.
I appreciate you. For real, for real. For real, for real. Yeah, once again, you know, you're on solid ground. You know what I'm saying? We here on the Tag Dap. We do this every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our guests, they show up and they show out. They tell us about, dark moments and how they climbed up out of it. You know what I mean? I'm a person who's been through a lot of dark moments, and I plan on sharing, quite a few. You know what I mean? So you can stay tuned next week. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably gonna give a testimony of my own. So I'll most definitely be bringing Nikki 24/7 up as my co-host to dig deep into my brain, and we're gonna make things happen. You know what I mean? So, once again, right? Welcome to Solid Ground. I'm your host, respectfully Solid, and each episode here is more than just a conversation. You know what I mean? We tap into the journeys of the hearts of our guests. We just shine the light on a struggle. You know what I mean? So without further ado, I want to welcome my guest, my brother from another mother, Ghost Pressure. Y'all in for a treat. Y'all is in for a treat. My brother, Ghost Pressure.
Y'all know what time it is. Everybody rise up. We on solid ground. The
We on
ground that
solid
God
ground, baby.
made. Ain't nothing
That
more
part right
solid than
there.
that, baby. Let's go get it. What's good with it, baby? What's good with it? What's up,
Yes,
y'all?
yes,
Shout out
yes,
to y'all,
yes,
man. Y'all
yes.
know what it is. Y'all want
Yes,
to
yes.
say something real quick? I want to give a big shout out to my veterans tomorrow on Memorial Day. I'm a big vet, and I want you guys to not celebrate the living, celebrate the ones we lost. You know what I'm saying? Memorial Day is special because I lost a lot of brothers who didn't even know what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? And they got people trying to say they were at fault for this, and they were doing something that was bigger than them, and they don't get to come home and they don't get to be back on US soil and they don't get to love and do the things that we're getting to do right now. So I need to really put that in the air. You know, it's Memorial Day. It's a day to really, really give the fallen, the lost, the ability that we have freedom, that we can do the things we do, that they took the ultimate sacrifice. Come on now here. Let's go. Give it up to our vets for tomorrow. So
Fighting pause,
just gonna
fighting
say that.
pause, real for real. Ghost, ghost, ghost. Look, check this out. I know that was I want you to just give us an introduction. Tell us what you got going on, man.
All right,
You know what I
y'all. If
mean?
y'all just missed it, I'm Ghost Pressure. I got an amazing family. It can be invisible to you. It doesn't matter, but you see us. And I'm gonna give a big shout out to my general, my number one, first lady who came up here and who was so vulnerable and amazing. And I know that she's been working on, being able to tell her story. And I'm so proud of her. And anybody who knows how I rock knows the type of man I am because they see the women around me. So, I'll start off with that. And I'm gonna say this: we got a lot of stuff going on. You can catch me at the Juice Box with Chakra on Fridays after the rundown at 3 p.m. You can catch me, every other week doing the understanding and the outer standing. Understanding's the women's panel, and then the outer standings, us guys get on there right after that, to talk about the things they talked about. And then on Mondays, I got a sports show with my best friend, my brother Dan, at 6 p.m. And honestly, we got so many things going on because we do things how we feel. When we feel like we want to get a point across, because maybe something on this app is just keeps messing up with it, we build a show on it so we can foot stomp it, so we can put it in the air. You know what I'm saying? And we
Uh,
enjoying it because this app gives us a lot of things to foot stomp. Let me tell you.
it absolutely does. You
Shout
know what
out
I'm
to the gang
saying?
in the building. I see y'all. Love y'all,
Uh-huh.
man.
Now, as we prepare to dive into this powerful narrative, right? Our guests are here to share with us. Let me briefly outline the structure of our discussion. Our time together is dedicated to testimonial segment, which is divided into three parts. We'll explore the struggle, we'll explore the turning point, and we'll explore the resolution. And Ghost Pressure today is going to share with us about home sweet home. Okay. Now, this is the testimonial struggle, the struggle part. So let's begin with the struggle. This is where we dive into the early challenges you faced. Um, you share with us the experience. Please focus on describing the moment in the period that tested your strength and resilience. So, Ghost, my brother, I've met, when me and this brother met, it was an automatic connection. There was no need to understand him because I already did. You know what I'm saying? I understood him the moment we spoke. You know what I mean? And see, and that's big. And I'm gonna say that's big for us men on the app. You know what I'm saying? Because I've connected with this brother so quick, which was the same way I connected with my brother Press G's. You know what I'm saying?
Big
And
compliment. Big compliment.
and we all have just this distinctive thing about ourselves that we're not the same, but we are. So, Ghost, can you please tell me what was there a specific event or realization that marked the beginning of your transformation?
Yeah, I can say that. I heard, first of all, shout out to you guys finding purpose on tagged. That's such a big deal to me. I wouldn't be here without that. And I also want to say shout out to my gang. You know what I mean? My Queen First, Killer, and everybody. Shock and all of y'all, Alex. I see y'all. That's what I love the most about being a streamer. I love seeing my support. I appreciate y'all so much. And Diva, all of y'all, man. I love it. So I want to start off like this. For me, my transformation in life was when
You
I
know what goes?
yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm
go ahead.
sorry. I am totally sorry, but I actually went the wrong route,
Okay.
and I apologize for that.
That's
I
okay.
actually went the wrong route. Can you describe a particular moment or challenge that significantly tested your strength?
Yeah, I
That's
can. I
where I
mean,
want to start
I
with
got
you.
one that
That's what I.
specifically points out to me. You know, I uh I really worked hard at the military, been through a lot, got into a marriage, and then things didn't work out. And I found myself in a good place, having everything I needed. Worked really hard for it, but I lost self-love through my first marriage. I lost myself. I lost how to love
Mm,
myself through my first marriage and
wow.
didn't realize that. So going into a second relationship ended up being my worst relationship ever, because I never gave myself time to understand, so much about my first relationship. So, going into my second relationship, having everything, I found myself in a relationship with a woman with 4 kids. And that was not the place for me at that time. But I thought too much of myself that I could do so much for this person and the kids that I put them above myself. And
Mm,
I found myself in a place of losing everything.
wow.
God took everything from me because I didn't put myself first. And I didn't even realize that in that situation because I thought I was looking for something, and I found it in the kids more than I did the even woman I was dealing with, which is crazy. But that's
Man.
kind of how I'm made in ways. And I don't want to say she used that against me because I have to take accountability for me allowing me. So
Uh-huh.
I just want to say, some women really do a good facade of putting you in situations. And I believe she knew what she was doing at the end of it. So, but that's all on me because I found myself lost in it, doing too much in it, and I found myself losing everything. And I was homeless. I became homeless right before COVID, which is the worst time to become homeless because nobody in the world knew what they were doing. Let me tell you guys, nobody was opening their doors up. No apartments was let where I was at. No apartments was letting you see them. You know what I'm saying? And it was really, really difficult. Can you imagine being homeless and then not being able to have a place to stay, even if you had the money and the things you could? Like, because there was so much uncertainty at that time. People were not opening their doors, especially for a black man. Let me tell you that specifically. So, for me, going through that time and feeling all alone is where I developed the most strength with God. And I really looked in the mirror and I asked myself, what I'm saying? Like, is this where you want to be? Like you have a daughter, you got people that care about you, but you did this to yourself.
Ooh,
Nobody did this to yourself but you. So for me, there was no calling out for mommy. There was no calling out for daddy. There was no calling out for anyone. For me, I have to tell you about me. And after the fact, people wanted to say, why didn't you reach out? But I had to do this. I had to feel it. I had to think how entitled I thought I was, that I could do this and still be good. And I had to learn like not loving yourself would destroy you. That I got lost in everything I was supposed to do for her and her kids, that I didn't do it for me. And it
wow.
took such a toll. And it took such a toll that I had nothing, but then I had everything. And I think we can go on further to see what that is. But I ended up homeless and in a really bad situation at a really bad time. And it was very cold out and it was really, really silent. And it was just me and God. And let me tell you, those are the hardest conversations you'll ever have with anyone. And, but it was also the best conversations because God had me the whole time.
And
And
you
I
know what,
never had myself. That's crazy.
Ghost? We just related on a whole nother level as well. Because I had everything during, right at the break of COVID. I was fresh home from doing 9.5 years. Um, I got back with my kid's mother, you know what I mean, and we ended up getting an apartment together, and we struggled right in the beginning of COVID. Luckily, there were some programs in place because for women, there's a lot of programs in place, not many for men. And so we were
Correct.
able to get an apartment and all that, during COVID. We were what I assumed to be happy. Um, there was a lot of struggles with her that she had going on that pushed me to a point where it was like it's time to exit, and I didn't exit to being homeless, but I exited and into another relationship
Yes.
jumped into another relationship. And although it wasn't nothing about, like, I didn't cheat on her, it wasn't that type of ball game. I had just moved on. You know what I'm saying? And we had grown up conversation about it. I spoke to my kids about it, everything. So, down the line, I meet someone, we move in together. We go get us an apartment. And it turned out, to be my worst relationship, like you said. And it was to the point where I just
A
packed
7 year
everything.
setback, solid 7 years.
Yes.
7 years.
And when I tell you that I was homeless for 2.5 years because I packed everything inside my car and left. I left her with the place. And
Mm,
I went through it. You know what I mean? I went through it. Now, the I know that today that my biggest struggle during that time was the fact that I didn't know God then. So
right,
everything I was trying to do on my own.
right.
I was doing everything on my own. I wasn't having conversations with God like you did.
I felt that.
So it was a really big struggle. And then that struggle lasted almost 3 years, straight up. You know what I mean? It lasted almost 3 years. Once again, okay, so you are watching Solid Ground on the Tagged app. You
Absolutely,
know what I
man.
mean? Don't forget to engage with us in the comments and share your thoughts as well.
Mm,
We love
so-
hearing from y'all too
Thank
as
you,
we dive
Lily.
in to
I
these
love that.
stories of resilience and chance. You know what I mean? And change. So um
Um, Thank you for the
this is
supporters, y'all. We wouldn't be here without y'all. I appreciate y'all so much.
this is amazing. This is amazing. This is what this is for. You know what I mean? This is what we move on this app about. You know what I mean? Shout out to my big
Absolutely.
brother, Big Press in the building.
Big
You know what I
Prez
mean?
in the
So,
building. Big
yeah,
respect for you, family.
yeah,
Let's go.
yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Now, this is the moment where we tap into the turning point, goes. So tell me, was there a specific event or realization that marked the beginning of your transformation?
Man, there were a couple things. I started to do things I didn't like in myself to help others. Have you ever felt that where like you think so much of yourself that you'll do anything to help somebody else, but you're the
Yes.
detriment to yourself in that? And that's where I found myself, right at that time. And I really believe I had nothing but God. And that was the turning point completely for me. I woke up one day and said, I looked in the mirror and I was like, we're going to change this, Ghost. Like, this is your chance. Nobody else can stop you. You got a chance to make it happen. And I got up and I started making things happen. I ended up in my own apartment after having nothing. Um, I found myself in a place of peace. I found myself being able to listen to God speak to me. And then the best thing of all came to my life. The best thing of all walked into my life. It was my queen. My queen came to me in a place where I was ready to go crazy on women, yo. I was ready to go crazy on women. I was ready to make them feel everything. I was ready to take them all out, and I had the gifts to do it. I could be as manipulative as anyone. And she took it from me. She took it all. She took all my pain. She took all my hate.
Yeah.
And that woman saved my life. And she was unapologetically about knowing who I was for her. And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm not even at my best. How do you know? And I couldn't second guess it because it was my God. It was my God through my killer. And I was so happy that I was ready and I could be ready for that because I don't know how a man who's been through so much when his own mother doesn't believe in him, that I had enough love for me to be able to accept her in my life to break those walls down. Thank God for that. Oh Lord, because I don't know what I would have been. But I'm so proud of her, and I'm proud of me, and I'm proud of God, and I'm proud of everything.
I'm proud of
And
y'all.
nothing can stop us now because we've seen the worst. And at our worst, we were our best. And I love what we all do and how we all get over things. And we're all to do this. We're going to do this. And that's why we're here. And, you know, Top Badge, loaded solid, bringing great content and giving a man that had some dreams a platform. And I'm going to come kill it every time because it's transparent. It's in your face. And all my brothers know what I'm going to bring. And they're ready for it and they love it. And this is where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? That's all. And I love it here.
I understood Ghost so quick. Like I'm talking about, and I tap back into that because I felt the same thing that you felt. You know what I'm saying? Except that what brought my change was the app and you know finding God. There was a woman who had entered my life just to introduce me to God. You know what I mean? And I know that now by discernment that God used what I used to use to
Yes.
like I could
Yep.
not find myself alone. I would always search, like I always had my eyes open to meet that special woman, but I wasn't gaining new perspective after the last one, you know. And it was like when I finally gained new perspective, God, I continued to get hurt. I was always being hurt by these women that I would pour so much into. I was always being hurt because I was too sensitive, or you know what I mean. And when they see what I look like, it's like that was the attraction, was the bad boy. You know, oh, he's a gangster. But then when they realize I'm not living like that no more, it's like there wasn't no interest no more. Now the nice me is losing. I'm constantly having my feelings hurt, or I'm just being completely turned off behind the fact that they don't see who I really am when I'm actually exuding that. I am bringing that forward. I'm not hiding who I am. I'm extremely vulnerable. And it's to the point where I was actually told that being vulnerable was wrong. And I didn't want to ever do that. Like, I didn't want that. Like, I'm not going to stop being what I know a good woman deserves. Well, maybe that's just not a good woman. And it got to the point where God, that last time God used a woman to introduce me to him, the introduction was real because I was trying to be such a good man that what you like and what you love, I want to learn about that. I want to love it with you, you know, and I was introduced to the Lord by her. But then I came on this app and my brother's Sunday worship service took the cake. You know what I mean? And it was just like, you know what? I was brought to it on that form, and it's been a great thing. You know what I mean? For real, for real. Now,
God loves us so much that God can put things in front of us that used to be our detriment and then make us make a decision on it. Is it going to become what it's supposed to be? You see how you still got free will? How he didn't just give it to you?
still the same person too, though. Still the same person.
Y'all feel the vibe?
It's like
Let's go.
it's like buying. It's like getting a car, and you like, you know what? I like this car. I'm gonna make this car a little faster. I'm gonna go and put some shiny wheels on this thing. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna slap the beat up in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be riding real clean, right? It's exactly like that. So now we're gonna take it to the actual resolution, from the turning point to the resolution, Ghost. Okay,
Yeah.
so Ghost, finally, now that we're arriving at the resolution, this part is about overcoming and moving forward. How you overcame these challenges and what you learned from them. Ghost, let's hear about your resolved challenges.
So
Okay?
you would think after that, you know, oh, it's blissful, right? Like let's get into it, guys, because you would think, oh, after I found the woman I love, you know, I prayed for her, she came to me, it's going to be absolutely great. That's where you lie to yourself again. Not only does it gets harder. It gets harder. So, you know, I'll be honest with you, man. I felt like I was like, man, this is what it is. Like after I get this blessing, but then I started to really learn the beauty and the struggle. And I started to see how I can find the positive in the negative situations. And life started to wake up for me. And I started to change my mindset. Like that was so important for me to change my mindset. Stop thinking everything is optimistic. Nah, go get it. Say it,
Oh,
speak it, believe it, and
no,
go for it all the way.
no, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And anybody who has feels a certain way, that's because they're not doing it for themselves. Don't make
No.
don't make you feel a certain way because of it. You know what I'm saying? And I started to learn because I had a woman that breathed life into me. And I'll be honest with y'all. I know that women have a lot to say on this app and in real life at this moment, but y'all don't have a lot to say the way y'all need to and the way men need it. And I would like y'all to practice being able to speak life into men like my lady
Mm.
does. Like she doesn't nag me, she helps me grow. And it's two different things. It's two different things. Like like my queen understands how to get the best out of me and she knows how to maneuver. That's what makes her a queen. Nobody else can do what she does for me. Nobody else. And people get upset about that, but that's because they haven't found that one for them. And I've stopped taking their baggage and their hurt on. And I'm learning how to just let it be. And the other thing I want to say is I don't have to teach you or have to try to show you about God. You got me wrong. Honestly, I don't need to do anything. I love where me and God are. I really
Uh-huh.
just want you to see it so you can feel it for yourself. I don't want to convince you of anything. That is not my job. Like I'm very pleased with my relationship with God. You better get you one.
Better
So,
get you one.
you know,
Better get you
I
one.
love it here. I love it here. And
And it's funny
yeah.
because when I get the question, are you single? I say no. I'm in a relationship with God. You know, and and they get it. You know, a lot of them get it. You know what I mean? Because you know it kind of separates. It separates the liking me just to like me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't gonna like me just to like me because you think I'm
Yeah.
handsome. I'm sorry, you got to look past that because that's like superficial. You know what I'm
And I'm gonna
saying?
tell you, as an attractive man who has charisma, like all of us do, and we know who we are because we make all the men insecure. Don't act like we don't. Yes, we do. Everywhere we go, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to say
Oh,
that's
shoot.
when we grew up, when we stopped valuing ourselves on how women valued us, and we started valuing ourselves on how God values us. Uh
Mm,
oh.
mm, 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 mm. He up here talking. He up here talking. My brother up here talking for real, for real, for real, for real. So y'all, you listen. Once again, this is solid ground. You know what I mean? We're here every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a platform to give testimonies about them, you know, dark moments you may have faced and you got up out of that. You know what I'm saying? So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned because next week we're gonna have another special show. You know what I'm saying? And you know, just follow up with us. We got a lot of things going on. I want to actually bring back First Lady. Can you request a box again? We
My
are
number
moving into
one.
our
Big
inspirational
number one.
closing. I would love to have you back in here. Please, thank you. There she is,
Hey.
my very special
Again,
guest.
shout out to my number one for her courage. That is not. I've been around her. I know what she's been through to be able to speak at this moment, and she did a great job. I'm so proud of her.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
Thank you.
So, I want to thank you all for joining us tonight on Solid Ground. It's been a profound journey exploring the transformative stories of our guests and the resilience and redemption with our incredible guests. Remember, each story we share today is a testament to the strength found in overcoming adversities. I hope these narratives inspire you to find your own solid ground and face challenges with courage and hope. If you found today's episode enlightening, don't forget to like, follow, and share so we can continue to spread these powerful messages. Join us next time, right here on the Tagged App for more stories that resonate with growth and change. I'm your host, respectfully Solid. You know what I mean? And I wish all of y'all peace. I wish all of y'all amazing strength. And I want my guests to please plug themselves one more time before we go, because we on solid ground.
Ooh. Man, go ahead, number one. I'll close it out. You know I like to close it out. Go ahead.
Drop it.
I just want to say I appreciate you, Solid, for the opportunity. As always, an amazing show. Glad to be a part of it. I'm First Lady of L.I.P. You can catch me every day, 8:30 a.m. Eastern and 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is a party. Oh, yeah, 1 year anniversary Friday. Make sure y'all pull up. 8 p.m. Eastern, live DJ. Come on.
That part right there. That part right there. My brother Ghost Pressure.
Hey, I want to give a big shout out to the Respectfully family, Big Prez, everybody. Man, Solid. Where do I start? Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for putting me in the best light to come and do what I do. Thank you for knowing who I am and what I can bring. Thank you for the love that you able to give me when I come in here to be able to want to be so transparent. And as a brother, as a king, I'm just so proud of you. You know, I've seen your growth and where you're at. And I really want to just end with this. Don't judge me. Don't even look at me. Look at what the people are doing around me. Look how they're succeeding. Look at everyone who's come around me and how they're better because of it. Look how courageous they are. And then go around and see when you got some of these dried up people that they're hurting people and they're not lively and they're not having fun. Come on. There's a difference. And I'm so thankful to be here. Shout out to my gang in the building. Because again, as streamers, all of us understand we are nothing without y'all. Nothing. I'm out of here. I love it here. I'll be almost back.
Absolutely. I appreciate everyone, man. I appreciate y'all so much for pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Let me just give y'all a quick rundown. You know what I'm talking about? So every Tuesday you can catch me at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I conduct a Bible study. We're turning this into a Bible study box party is the goal. So you go ahead, pull up. Make sure y'all pull up every Tuesday where we can inspire each other. You know what I'm saying? Then every Thursday, I have Our Turn to Talk Respectfully, which is a offspring from my brother Big Press's panel, which is every Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That part. Now, also, Solid Ground. Every Sunday, we have Family Feud Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And next Saturday, we will be having brunch. You know what I mean? So tap in. Make sure y'all fave my big bro. Make sure y'all fave everybody that's in the building. You know what I mean? Because we have found solid ground. And it's just what it is, right? Hey, I love it. We got to hear that again. Shout out to Shine Bright, you know what I'm saying, for putting together this beautiful song. Press, ain't no flipping. Bro, you can't flip in the room, bro. You almost kicked me in the head, bro. We doing flips in here. Solid ground, solid ground. On solid ground, solid ground. You see? My brother, my brother, my brother, my brother, you got to be more careful.